is also a time of hope. Despite intense government propaganda, which is picked up and spread by compliant supine media, there are growing numbers of people who are questioning what's happening. There have been protests on the streets against workfare, against ATOS, against sanctions. And I've been following what's been happening in Dundee, from Dundee against welfare sanctions, who I think we'll be hearing from later. And things are also happening on a much bigger scale. So right across Scotland, people are talking about the possibility of a better, fairer way. It's not just that the mainstream SNP politicians have begun to acknowledge the demand for saving the welfare state. The referendum is generating grassroots political debate demanding a better future. Ideas are being discussed in workplaces, in pubs, on the bus, on the internet. Ideas that are leaving mainstream politicians behind. This national debate is too big to be ignored. It has the potential to change the nature of Scottish politics and pull us back from the neoliberal brink. So it's bad being unemployed today, but if enough people believe a better alternative is possible and demand a change of course, there can be better times ahead. Thank you.
Very much, Sarah.
All across the planet, workers are fighting austerity policies the same as the British trade union and labour movement. All across the planet, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. It's no surprise, given the wealth that's been stolen from the working class since the 1970s. Almost £6 trillion has moved from wages to profits. We need the fetters off the trade union movement. We need free trade unions to start negotiating on upgrading and increasing wages to give us back the spending power we had in the 1970s. Every worker in this country has lost £120 a week since 1979. It's an ill-divided world. 35 individuals control the same amount of wealth as half the population. 3.5 billion people as wealthy as the top 85. And in our own country, we live in an ill-divided country. 5 families control as much wealth as the bottom 12 million of our population. This inequality is not only criminal, it's obscene. If it existed in any other country, the workers would be on the streets in their millions. Why can't we do the same? Because we've got laws that chain the trade union movement, that keep trade unions from fighting back on behalf of their members. But everything isn't misery and gloom. The People's Assembly is the fastest growing political organisation in Britain, with 30,000 registered supporters, 100 local branches and 49 national organisations affiliated to the People's Assembly. The People's Assembly is mobilising across the UK. They are totally opposed to austerity, and at the recent conference in London in March, they agreed a policy platform. End austerity now, reverse all the cuts. Every service has been outsourced, bring it back in-house. Reverse all the privatisations, bring the energy sector, transport, telecoms and water south of the border back into public ownership. Start the fight back, start taxing the super rich at the levels they should be taxed at. I can remember the good old days, listen to that, the good old days of the Harold Wilson governments, and the rich were taxed at 83 pence in the pound. That's what I call progressive taxation. And if the rich paid the taxes at a level we pay at, we wouldn't have to pay any tax. And the People's Assembly is making it perfectly clear. We want to see a free trade union movement. We want to see the end of money spent on nuclear weapons like Trident. We want to see a reversal of the shift in wealth from the poor to the rich. And I want to leave you with one final fact. We in Scotland are supposedly more social democratic, more caring, we've got a better society. In the United Kingdom, the richest 10% are 100 times wealthier than the poorest 10%. In Scotland, the richest 10% are 273, that's what I said, 273 times richer than the poorest 10%. Our country of Scotland is almost 3 times as unequal as Britain. Put that in your pipe when you're sending your letter to Santa Claus on the 18th of September.